Afternoon, everybody. If you're here and you're doing it live, please say hello. It's nice to know that I've got a few people with me. If not, really doesn't matter, because I just wanted to revisit tile 115, this little baby here. Now, I know on Wednesday a couple of us sort of had a little bit of a blip with that middle section, and do you know what, it's entirely my fault, because I should have perhaps changed the way I taught it a little bit. Maybe it was a bit confusing, but I don't want us to worry about it. So I thought we'd just come back and have a quick go. Hi there, everybody. It's lovely to see you. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to... Oh, I flipped you around. How's that? It was my ceiling. So I'm not going to do all this around the outside. I'm just going to work and focus on this middle section here. So let's just sort of see how we get on, and let's just make it a little bit bigger. So I'm not going to worry about, putting borders and things. It's just a pure exercise on how to do that particular area. So here we go then. I'm actually using a purple micron pen. It's still an 01. There you go, purple. Look, you can get them in different colours, and they're quite nice to use. I think I've got quite a lot of the colours. Obviously they don't blend, but that's not what we're in here for. We're just looking at creating a bit of an image. So here we go. I'm just going to start... Hi there, everybody. I'm just going to start with a bubble in the middle. It doesn't matter whether it's perfectly round or not, so don't worry about that at all. There we go. All right. So you can sort of see it's purple. You've got that sort of hint there, haven't you? All right, so our first section then, I'm going to sort of draw a curve around here, but I'm going to start, let's say I'm going to start there. I'm going to work it round, and I'm not going to come back to that same place. I'm just going to work on, I don't know, maybe leave a little gap. I'm going to aim for it to come there. Okay. Oh, hello, everybody. Oh, it's so nice that you've joined me. Thank you. All right, deep breath. Here we go. So I'm going to come round here, and I'm just going to, so I'm not going to make it too narrow. I'm going to make a little bit of a curve coming out, you see? And then as I bring it back down and work my way around that shape, there we go. Just going to turn it around a little bit. I'm just going to see how it's getting thinner and thinner. So the idea is I'm going to aim to become absolutely one with that bubble when I hit there. Okay. All right. So I've got that kind of thing. And while we're here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to aura inside that shape. So again, I'm going to go quite a narrow one. Just going to aura inside like this. Now I know that as I get further down, it's going to sort of disappear, but that's fine. There we go. See, it's going to go to nothing there. Okay, deep breath. We've got this. Okay, so the next one, I'm gonna come in a little bit. I'm gonna say about here, okay, and I'm gonna aim for the same point. So I'm just gonna bring it up just as before, and then around. You see, it's not too narrow there. I've got a little bit of space. Here we go. And then I'm just going to bring it back around. So keeping it narrowish. There we go. Almost to nothing, and then to nothing. Okay. So then again, I'm going to do a little bit of an aura inside. So here we go, just following that line all the way around until it joins. Okay, so that's there. So then turn it around a little bit, and again I'm going to sort of mark there, and I'm going to aim again for this point. All right, so I'm going to lift it up just as I did before, and now I'm going to bring it round. I'm going to stop there because I need to turn my tile a little bit. Pick it back up again. And then back in to that point. Okay. Oh, it's okay, everyone. As I say, if it was a bit confusing, it was my fault because I'm the one that was showing you how to do it. So I've just changed the way I've gone about it a little bit. So not a problem. There we go. Okay, so I've got 3 so far. All right. So then same again. This time though, you see that this little sort of point here, it's getting a little bit full now, so it can't quite go to the bubble. So I'm going to aim a little bit further in. So from here, around, so I'm going to go up first and then bring it around. Okay. So now this time I might actually take this from here, you see, and bring it round just to join it. There we go. Okay, so you can see that it's just slightly off there. Oh, yeah, Viv, looking back on the video, yeah, I think so. It's just doing a little bit at a time because I did go from one bit to the next. And then, of course, changing colours as well. Which, you know, I think will still work brilliantly once you get the idea. There we go. Okay. So then again, I'm going to bring it down a bit. And I'm going to sort of aim for a similar place. It might sort of be on the point. It might be a little bit further out. But it's not going to be exactly the same place as before, because as it gets a little bit thicker, we want to be working around it. I'm sure your curves will be a little bit better than mine because I'm doing it from a bit of a distance away, so camera's in the way. But it's okay, it's showing you what we're doing. Okay, so again, putting that aura in. Just bringing it down, working it through there, and then see back all the way to there. Okay, so you see that this space is starting to fill a little bit now, but that's okay, it's going to eventually touch, so let's just bring it down a bit. And here we go again. So I'm going to come from here, out, and round. And then follow it through. You see this time it's sort of starting to fill in that space a little bit now. Okay, same with this one. So another aura on the inside. There we are. Okay, there we are, just following it through to that bottom there. Okay, so then again, so this time I'm going to take it from about here, I think. Just going to work it up and around. I'll bring it in here and again back to that bubble. Okay, so aura again into there, just follow that line round. There we go, all the way till it meets at that bottom section there. Okay, so I'm going to sort of, you know, leave a bit of a bigger gap now because I want to sort of work out, get myself over here. So you see it's quite a distance, but it doesn't matter, you can carry on from there. It's just wherever you want those steps to go. But I'm going to bring it out here because you see I'm getting a little bit close to the end of my tile there. Okay, bringing it round, there we are, and in to that section there. And then as before, I'm going to do an aura. Here we are, following around that line. Okay, and back into there. Just going to stop it there. Okay, and then see I'm not going to go from here. I'm not going to take it off the tile. I'm going to bring it down here so I know I've got some sort of space there to bring it in and around. You see it's getting a little bit wider there now. So doing it a little bit bigger I think helps the situation. You see here this time, I'm sort of touching. Let me just go in a little bit there so you can see it. You see now I've actually touched that very first one I started with. So what's going to happen the next one, it's going to sort of come over here, which we'll do in a second. So let's just put the aura in on this one. And in and around, just as before. See, it's quite a thin line, isn't it? I'm not gone too wide there. So that gap's still quite close. Okay. And then again, you see, if I go from here, yeah, I can do it, but I'm going to bring it here, I think. I'm going to bring it from there, so I've got space to work. There we go. And again, now this time, as I said, it's going to come down, and it's actually going to touch on that first one there. You see? Okay. And then back round. And just aura that line. There we go. And into there. Okay. Right, so now I'm going to bring one in, say here, a little bit wider, you see? And now this one's going to join, and it's going to sort of sit on the top of that one almost. And then back in, and aura that one. There we go. And then maybe this one here again, up and out. Bring it in. You see, I'm touching this one here, so it's sort of starting to do a second row almost of the first. There we go. Aura again. And then into the next bit, so back up and bring it down and round to there. Oh no, I'm sorry if I confused you. You know, I get these crazy ideas and I sometimes just get a bit lost in it, and it's nice to come back though and just sort of redo that little bit, and I'm sure you'll go back to the original and think, oh yeah, I get that now. Okay, and here we go again. And an aura. And you notice they are getting a little bit smaller now, aren't they? They're sort of naturally sort of forming that curl. And some of them earlier were quite sort of long curves, where these are a little bit shorter. You see where it's sort of heading? Okay. And then back into the next one. And again, a little aura. There we go. And again. So here we are. And again, they're getting smaller. It's almost like now they're doing like that second round, aren't they? Oh, thank you, Smuffy. I appreciate that. But yeah, and I think I went back and forth a little bit too much. I should have simplified it a little bit more. So it's completely my fault. But you know what? That's okay. Things don't always work out, and you know, it's nice to sort of be honest and say, look, you know, I should have done it this way to start with. All right, let's have a look at that then. Okay, so compare this one to this one. So it's worked. Actually, if I look at it, yeah, you see, that was where my first one was. You see, going around there, and this is the first one here. But because I've gone a little bit bigger, it's sort of looking a little bit, you know, looking a little bit wider, and that's perhaps good. This one was quite tight and close together. So we'll move that one to one side and come back to this one. So this is where we've just got to focus a little bit, because we've got the main shape, so it's not a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the last one I did and work my way back around. Okay? Elaine. So here we go. I'm going to the very, very last one that I did here. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually follow this line, this one here that I last drew, and then I'm going to go underneath there. Well, I should have gone underneath, my pen was a bit close. Hang on a second. Yeah, let's just white out that one. That's it. Okay, so I'm going underneath that one. Okay, and then here I'm going to go underneath that one as well. And then the same here, there and there. Okay, now I'm going to stop it on that one. I'm just going to go underneath the two, just so we can sort of get the hang of this, okay? And then on to this next one. So this next one here, again, I'm going to follow this line and I'm going to go underneath, and then this one underneath. Okay, see this layer I'm sort of ignoring for a bit. So, oh, Chris, no, I know. No, I know it's no mistakes. So if I confused you, I didn't mean to. So it's nice to put things right. You know, I think the ones that come out are great and they've all got that life to them, but it was just, I think, let's just clarify what we're doing. All right, so here's that other one, next one down. From this point underneath, there we are. And then from this point underneath, okay. And you can see here, the reason I'm only going a couple, because I'm ignoring this sort of row here. This is sort of another row coming later. I'm just focusing on this section here, okay? So this one here, I'm going to bring it down and underneath again. And then down here and underneath again. And then turn it round. And now I'm on to this one. It's almost like the line, it's stopped. It needs to sort of finish itself off. So bringing it round into there just sort of makes it look like it's going back to where it came from. They're like little loops, aren't they? So from here down and into there, and the same there. Okay, and turning it round. So from this point here, I'm going to come down here, see, and into this one, and this one, and this one. And now you see here I'm actually going again through the two, but I'm ignoring this row because that's sort of the next row down. I don't want to go through all of them. So from this one, I'm going to go around here into here. Now this time, because this is on the same row, I am going to take it through that one, you see? Okay. And this one here, follow it through. And then turning it round. And this one here, from this point, I'm going to come round. And then under this one, even under that one. There we go. So it's just sort of having a look at where those loops start and end. And this one here, into there. You see some of these get a little bit close, so you might only want to sort of do it to that point there. And a little line. Okay. Do you think, Chris? Do you know, it's quite amazing to think actually how many tiles I must have made last year. I really have no idea, but it's certainly a lot. And it's nice to see, though. It's nice that you've all found some comfort in this and some friendship and a little bit of a social aspect, because we've all had a bit of a tough time, haven't we? Let's face it. So just doing this and just spending a little bit of time, it's nice, and it's nice to know that I've took the time, that I've cut them to size and things, and I know that you respect them when you get them home and you want to do them justice. So it's great. All right. There we go. So I'm sort of on the home run now. I'm working my way down these last few. There we go. And it's sort of now, it's because it's a little bit bigger, it's a bit clearer to see. I suppose they do, Garth. Yeah, it's or I don't know, little atoms maybe. I don't know. It's whatever you see in it. We'll see different, don't we? So it's just a nice one to do this, and you know, I suppose you don't have to do it with the curves. You could do it with straight edges, couldn't you? And you could do it with points on the end rather than just going around with a curve. But it's just, I think it's a really nice one. So to sort of go over it again and just give you an idea. I know, Lorraine, that's the thing, isn't it? You all know each other pretty well, and you know, we all know each other's pets and our good days and our bad days, and you know, it's been really nice, hasn't it? So you see, it's by no means a perfect circle or anything, but that's not what we were aiming for. We were aiming to get these sort of flows, different colours in. So I think, being that I used a purple pen, I'm gonna come in with a purple pencil. I was gonna sharpen it, but oh, there's my sharpener. There we go. Okay, a bit of purple, so darker purple, is it? Oh, actually, let's go in with a slightly. There we go, bit of a purple. Here we go then. So I'm just going to bring some in, just on this end here. There we go, and just sort of give it a little bit of a purple there. We'll come back and we'll deal with that in a little while. Okay. Oh yes, Pat, and food. Yes, we know that Julie bakes, and quite a few of you do, and we know who drinks tea and who drinks coffee. We know who likes which cakes, who's left-handed, who's right-handed. Amazing, isn't it? It's just things I think sometimes you perhaps wouldn't have talked about if you'd have been in a class. It's a completely different way of looking at things. Oh, Nordic licorice. Do you know, I used to like the ones with the bobbly bits on, and then after that, forget it. It's John used to eat the rest. You see here with the colour, I'm not adding colour all the way around. I'm just adding it on these sections here. And because I'm going in with coloured pencils, I am going to have to do something with this. I can't just leave it and get my tortillon out. It needs some work with it, but we'll look at that. Oh yes, and the zingers, of course. Although I must admit, Julie's been very quiet about zingers recently. And you know, we know what the weather's like. We've met people in different countries. Yeah, I don't know if you all saw my post about the post. Yeah, it was brought to my attention yesterday that somebody had had their tile sent back to them, and then I noticed, I think it was Andrew's on Facebook, and I thought, this is not good. But of course, by the time I knew, it was a bit too late for the post to call them, so I've put a complaint in. I'm just swapping to a lighter purple, and I'll be ringing them first thing on Monday morning, because I was having post fine, no problems. Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday didn't have any. I thought it was a bit weird. And then of course Elaine called me and said what had happened. You see, I'm just sort of going over that a little bit, so I'm just sort of lightening it up a touch. So I'm hoping that if there's no address on the back of your envelopes, which we don't usually do anyway, I'm hoping that if they're not coming, they're at the sorting office, so I can go and sort that. But I'm really, really annoyed. It takes a lot to get me annoyed. But rest assured, I'll be getting to the bottom of it on Monday. Okay. I have got there's almost 60 tiles in, so I have got quite a few, and I say I'm hoping that they're at the sorting office. I have no idea why it's suddenly decided that there's nobody there because they've been delivering to us. So I don't know. Don't know what's changed, but I'll sort it. All right, don't panic. Okay. So there we go. So I've added a little bit of 2 purples now, one slightly lighter than the other. So let's come in with something a little bit lighter still. Let's have a look. Oh, I've got a bit of a pinky colour here. So you see, I'm just sort of adding in. So needless to say, my Bronzeal are at the office, so these aren't Bronzeal at the minute. There we go. So I'm just going to go a bit lighter with this one. Okay. I'm still sort of following that arc, but I've not completely coloured the whole line in. I say, Elaine, it hasn't, because the last I got was, or did it? The last post I got was Tuesday. So I'm not sure, and I'm not at the office, so I can't go and check all the names. But I did say a text. I'll check on Monday. I'll let you know what's going on. Oh dear, these things come to try us, don't they? Okay. So just sort of adding around this, and this is just one way of doing it. I mean, I suppose you could, colour the strings, and you've all done some great variations of this. So don't think you've just got to do it this way. It's whichever way you want to go with it. Okay. maybe Christine. A bit like Hermes when, you send a parcel and the person gets it the other end and it's an empty parcel. I must say I can't see how I do that. How would I send an empty parcel out? I have no idea what happens there. But of course, once it leaves me, it's out of my hands. So, never mind. They're very busy, the couriers, at the minute, I know. Okay. Let's have a look at where we're at so far then. All right, so I'm going to just come in with a little bit of a paler colour. I've got a bit of a pinky colour here. And you can see I'm just adding to it as I go. So I'm creating this little bit of a ball effect here. I'm almost touching. In fact, let's just touch it there. And then I'm not going to add any more colour. I think this is going to be my last one. I'm just going to bring a white in a minute, but other than that, that's about it. Okay. So you see, I just sort of go in with a little bit of a circular motion there, just to sort of get it going. And I'm definitely not colouring from one end to the other. I'm definitely leaving that gap. Sorry, I know. Oh, do you know, we've had some fun, haven't we, with the post? I know, it's so frustrating, but there's no other way of doing it, is there? I can't deliver everybody's personally. It's a bit of a drive. Certainly if you're in Ireland or America. No. Well, even if you trace it, we have got one at the minute that's tracked for America, and it's been stuck, I think, in Kansas City. And I can't seem to get it out. So I've put in a complaint and said, look, what's going on? Can you please release the parcel and send it to the person who it's supposed to be going to? But again, that was another job I did on Friday. So hopefully I get round to it. So that's the whole point of having it tracked, isn't it? So you can see where it is. And I don't know why these things happen, but they do. Oh, Rona, that's good news. At least mine's getting out. To be honest, most of them do. It's just the odd one that goes a bit astray. I mean, even putting postage on, we take our parcels to the post office and just leave them there, and they put the postage on. So yeah, crazy, isn't it? Okay, so a bit of white, and I'm just going to bring that into the middle there. I'm pressing on quite a bit there, just to sort of give it a bit of a sort of blend. There we go. Now, if you feel that you want to with the others, so that's, for example, you know, if you wanted to sort of do a little bit there, I'll show you the difference. See, it sort of blends in a little bit, but you don't have to. You know, you could leave it if you want to. I mean, it's not going to blend fully. It would if I spent a little bit more time on it, but you don't want to spend the whole time watching me just sort of do a bit of blending. So I'll just give it a quick once over. There we go. All right, just sort of just helps it along a little bit. There we go. Almost there. Now, speaking of not wanting to watch me colour, I am going to do a session on Monday, as I've said, showing you how to sort of make your colouring look a little bit more metal-like. Certainly with doing the clocks and cogs and things, it's nice to sort of have that little bit of a detail in your arsenal, so to speak, just to get on with it. Okay, I'm just going to bring that dark purple back in. I'm just going to add, let's go a little bit larger. I know, it's weird, so I don't know what happens. I don't know why it does what it does. There we go. Well, in this particular parcel in question, I sent 2 on the same day to the same address, and 1 arrived and 1 didn't. There we go. See, I'm just adding a little bit of darkness around the outside there as well. I think actually, I don't normally go all the way around, but I think I will. So just left a little gap there. And then just on the tops there, just add a touch of darkness there. You see, just in that top edge. So I'm not going all the way around. I'm just adding a little bit on that edge. There we are. Okay, it's almost like, you know, when we go back in with a black pen, just to sort of add a bit of definition. This time I'm just using a pencil. There we go. Just sort of adding that touch there. Alright, almost at the end. Okay. So, hopefully this has helped a little bit and it's given you a little bit more confidence to sort of go in and have a go at the other one. Oh, Nadia, Monday. Have I got my sketch pad here? Just give me a second and I'll get my sketch pad and I'll show you what I mean. So there's our there's our original. There's the one that we've done a little bit wider here and, you know, doing the auras first, a little bit of different shading. And I've got one here as well. I did post this on Facebook. I did it in with a black pen and just added a little bit of colour there. So you can see that you're getting a difference each time. It's very similar, but you're getting a different sort of variation. And you can see with this one, I have actually gone all the way through everything. Whereas with this one, we only sort of went through the first 2, but there's variations on it. So hopefully that's give you a little bit of a pointer. So just give me 1 second. Do I have? Oh, yes I do. I've got about 6 sketch pads lying around all over the place. I'm prepping ready for Wednesday's show, so I've got bits all over the floor. Okay, so yeah, looking at, so let's just sort of pull it out a little bit. Oh, you're welcome, Rita. I hope that's been useful. I hope that's helped a little. So here we go. That's this is my sort of clock image. There we go. And you can see this bit here, it sort of looks like, or looks a little bit like metal. There we go, there's the key I did with it, little ship on it. So there's quite a few of you asked about how to do this. So what I'll do, I'll set some cogs up and things and show you how to do that to sort of give it that kind of metal feel. I'm trying to just give you the whole view. Hang on a second. If I turn it up and take my... There you are. There we are. So there you go. Yeah, so we can sort of have a go at that. I'll give you a bit of an idea. Oh, Mitch, do you know what? It totally went out my head. I'll have a look on Monday for you. I will write a note and let you know. Okay. So yeah, hope that's helped. And yeah, I'm going to have a quick look at that with you Monday. Probably about half an hour. It won't be a full hour. You don't want to watch me colouring for a full hour. But I'll give you the rundown. If you want to do it with me, then what you need to do is you need a black, a white, and you need some grey pencils rather. So, I don't know, 2 or 3 grey pencils if you've got them, and a colour. So whether it be a purple, whether it be a green, a blue or a yellow, just sort of throw a little touch of colour in there and have a go with me. So if you get yourself some circles ready, that'll sort of mean that you can have a go at the same time. Okay, so have a lovely weekend, the rest of it, and I'll speak to you again on Monday. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.